the year, and I've been thinking about, while I'm walking here, just thinking about everything that has gone on this past year. And this past year was a rough one. Greetings everyone, I am out for a walk here. It's the end of the year, and I've been thinking about, while I'm walking here, just thinking about everything that has gone on this past year and what am I going to get into going forward into the next year. And I thought, why don't I just pull the camera out and talk to you all about it. So a lot of times people like to make New Year's resolutions, and often they don't ever get accomplished. I'm going to be at the gym 5 times a week starting the first week of January, and they don't even make it to the end of the month, or they get into February and stop. But what I like to do is set goals, and this is what I'm going to encourage you to do. Set goals. Don't make New Year's resolutions, but set goals. 2 sets, long-term goals and short-term goals. But make sure they're realistic. Don't set a goal where I'm like, I'm gonna lose 50 pounds by next Friday on the candy bar crash diet. Seriously, making reasonable short-term and long-term goals is gonna put you on a path to success. And I'm a firm believer in the one step at a time philosophy. And this is one way you can get your new year started off right. When you meet one, there's a lot of things that are going to start to happen. You're going to feel a lot more confident. You're going to stand a little taller, and you're going to feel more motivated to invest in yourself. And that is the key to self-improvement. This is the psychological game that I like to play, because one thing for me, I'm motivated by the sense of accomplishment. It affects my happiness, it affects my mental health, and it drives me to do more. And it's not the only thing, but it is something that can pull you out of that rut that you may be in. So I want you to set a few short-term goals that you know you can achieve. Maybe you want to drop 10 pounds. Maybe you want to save up and have a nest or a cushion in your savings account, like $5,000 or something like that, but something that's going to take a little bit of work. Or maybe you have that project that's been sitting around the house, hasn't been done yet, and you just need to put the time in it. Either way, all these goals are going to take some sacrifices, some time, some money. Set those short-term goals and go after them. You don't have to do this, but this is just what I do. The long-term goals are the ones that are really going to take a good amount of time. They're also the ones that if I set up and I don't achieve them by the end of the year, I'm not going to be too upset, not going to be too discouraged. I'm not going to let it get me down, but I got pretty close. Let me start by sharing some of the goals that I've set for myself for this upcoming year. So in the long term, that motorcycle, if some of you may be aware of a couple of videos I've put out, I'm trying to restore a motorcycle, 1972 Harley. I want to get that back on the road. Now that's a long-term goal. I want to do work on my mental health and physical health. Better all-around health, financial freedom. That's another one of mine. How do I relate that to my short-term goals? So as far as the motorcycle goes, there's going to be quite a few steps that I need to take before it gets back on the road. The wiring has been frustrating me so much, but that's one step in the process. So when the wiring is done, I'll have to move on to the next step. That's another achievement, another goal. But you can see how they're related. So for financial freedom, that long-term goal, I'm gonna have to pay a few debts off. So I'm gonna pick one bill, one credit card debt, and pay that off. That's my short-term goal. So you can see where I'm going, where the 2 sets of goals are related. As far as my health goes, I want to be a little bit more active. This past year, I stopped going to the gym. I just got so busy. I've been sitting at a desk a lot. So this next year, I'm just going to be more active. Hey, I got a head start. I'm out here walking today, thinking about all of this. So you can see the relationship between the 2 sets of goals. And the short term, you can get through a lot faster, a lot easier, but they play a big part to the long-term goals that you set. But I will tell you this, the sense of accomplishment can do wonders for your mental health. At least that's what helps me out. And seriously, we need to talk about mental health. This past year was a rough one. We lost Naomi Judd. We lost Stephen Twitch Boss. We lost Jason David Frank. All because of mental health struggles. And these are celebrities. These are celebrities that we look at. They're loved, they have fans, they probably have financial wealth, They were suffering, and they felt like they had no way out. And how many other people are out there that are battling the same thing and are dealing with the same thing? How many of your family members are dealing with the same thing? How many of you? I know I have my struggles. It's definitely a struggle. It's real and it's hard. And the thing is, nobody understands what somebody else is dealing with. The turmoil that goes on in your head, it's so hard to explain it to somebody else. It's so confusing. And oftentimes when you try to talk to somebody about it, they look at you confused and dazed, and they're just like, what are you talking about? Why? How do you even feel like that? How is that even possible? And you see, that is the question that the people who are struggling, we struggle trying to find that answer. We're trying to figure that out. And if we could figure that out, we would be able to deal with the problem. We would be able to understand it and work that issue and get better. But we don't understand it ourselves. And if you're suffering, I just want to tell you, you're not alone. And I don't want you to suffer in silence. Talk to somebody, talk to anyone. We've got to get a handle of this thing. If you're a listener, please continue to listen. Even if you don't understand, just be there for somebody reaching out. And it may be confusing, it may be frustrating, but just continue to be there. Because it's confusing to us too. And we can't figure out why, but it's there and it's in our heads, and we can't shut off that noise. And it can be very difficult, very hard. We have to fight this thing, and in order to fight this thing, you have to open up a little bit. Okay, you got to talk to somebody. The other thing is, you have to start believing that you can. You can do it. You have to believe that you can do it, and you will do it. But you got to take those first steps. Set some goals that you can accomplish. And when you accomplish them, hold on to that feeling and hold on tight, because that's a winning feeling. That's an I did it feeling, an I can do this feeling. And don't you ever let go. You can do this. I want you all to grab hold of the next year. I want you to take command and be the boss of 2023. You all got this. What are some of your goals? Drop them in the comments below. Be sure to drop me a thumb, and if you could, please consider subscribing. All of that's really gonna help the channel. Well, it is starting to rain. I'm gonna turn around and head back. Thank you for listening to me today. I wanna let you know that I appreciate each and every one of you. And this journey that we're going on, it means a lot to me. You all mean more to me than you realize. And you're helping me overcome more than you know. But I'll save that for a video down the road. I'm the Capable Gentleman, always showing you ways to go from dirty to dapper and to encourage you to never stop learning. I want to wish you all a happy new year. Be safe. Most importantly, be kind, everyone. See you next week.